What's up everybody, it's your boy OB. Welcome back to another video. Today we are playing part 2 of Dragonfall Director's Cut. Now, first episode I almost died. Terrible. Almost died completely, without knowing like what was going on. So we're gonna try to do better today. So if y'all cool with that, let's go ahead and hop into it. And if you want to read that, you can read that. I already read it before and I don't feel like reading it again, to be honest. So there you go. Yeah, here we go. Now, I don't know which way we need to go, so I'm guessing we're gonna go this way. Can I go that way? Alright, Paul. How you doing, Mr. Paul? You stepped inside. The squalor of the discussed U-Bam tunnel gives away the warmth of your safe house. A man waits inside, silhouette against the dim fluorescent lighting. Something bad has happened, hasn't it? He stepped forward, revealing a pale and expressionless face, light glinting off the steel rimmed glasses. Paul Amsel, your team's fixer and landlord, part deal maker, part information broker, one of the most well-connected men in Berlin. His eyes swept across the team as he takes it all in. His face grims, the hard stares, Eager's fury, Monica's absence. I had a feeling. How did she? His face is gone ashen. He swallows, takes a moment to chew the words before spitting them out. How did it happen? Something. I've seen Monica hit black IC before. This was something worse. Monica, Glory nods, her motion is robotic and spare. Monica died of a biofeedback-induced stroke. That's right. Thought I had to sneeze. Eager thrust a gloved finger into your chest, and this idiot stood by and let it happen. No, I wasn't there, and that's exactly the problem. If I'd been in your place, Monica would have still been alive and with us. Instead, I left her with you, and now my friend is of course in the basement. Look, Eager, OB is right. You weren't stuck in the basement with us. You don't know how things went down there. So do all of us a favor and shut up. Thank you. You know what, dear Rich, you got, I like you. I like you. We gonna be good friends, I see. Shut it down. Fuck that. Eager turns to face Dietrich. She towers over him, but he stands his ground. I respect you, Dietrich. You know that, but you don't have my training. None of you've had. Monica was good. She was the best, right? But she was overconfident. She treated the job like it was a game. Do that long enough or you're gonna get burned. Eager turns her focus back to you. If you've been paying attention, you have figured all this out on your own by now. You know that Monica needed watching as much as that door. Enough, Eager. Amsel's voice is hoarse, his expression blank. Enough. Eager pushes ahead, heedless of the interruption. Her voice remains measured, but there's fire in her eyes. How many seconds pass between Monica's first conversion and her plug getting pulled? 4 or 5? Do you know how much damage biofeedback can do to a deck of brains in 5 seconds? This won't. You don't have to answer that. Of course you know. Monica died while you stood and watched. This is all your fault. That is enough. Ansel's voice comes out in a roar, and his fist smashes down the desk behind him. Eager, you and OB can have it out later, but I had enough. We need to talk action. Our client sent you into something much bigger than he led us to believe. I want to know why. Right with you. This is supposed to be a milk run. Payback isn't the only reason why we need to find him. We saw something back there, something that we weren't supposed to see. It's fair to assume that we're still in danger. He pauses, rubs his temples. Agreed, and to neutralize the danger, we need to know who are we dealing with. Let us review the events that transpired tonight. The smallest detail could be important, so hold nothing back. The estate was just a front was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. Monica lived enough to say a name, featuring so hard to tell us it must be important. Ezra seems taken aback. He paused for a moment before responding. The fire wing. This is unexpected. You have to forgive me. This brings back many unpleasant memories. Glory raises an eyebrow. The fire wing? The most terrible of the great dragons. There are those who would disagree, but they never experienced the terror of living in her shadow. He glances at Glory. You were too far young to remember her, of course, but for Germans of my generation, the name Furious Wind is synonyms with chaos, destruction, and death. The dragons of today are subtle creatures full of patience and guile. Freakish was not. After the awakening, she went on a 4-month rampage that claimed tens of thousands of lives. Azor takes a deep breath, slowly releases it. There's a haunted look in his eyes. Those were dark days. Countless men, women, and children were slaughtered, roasted alive in the homes by a creature of legend. No hope for salvation and no end in sight. There was a horror that you cannot begin to understand. What stopped her? I can't imagine that a rampaging dragon would just go away on its own. Eventually, the fire wind was brought down by a man named Dr. Adrian Von Clare. Well, with the help of Luftwaffe, of course, but it was an experimental weapon designed by Dr. Von Clare that finally pierced her hide. She fell in the hail of bullets and rocket fire and crashed down in the radioactive wasteland of the SOX. Okay. This event was called Dragonfall, the Dragonfall. Safe at last from the dragon's wrath, Germany celebrated Von Clare as hero. Our own Siegfried, a modern-day dragon slayer. My own family practically worshipped the man. If the Dragonfall was important an event as you make it out to be, I'm surprised that I never heard of it. Those early years of the awakening were traumatic, eager, not only just a national level but on a global scale. New species of awakened animals were being discovered daily. Within 2 years of Dragonfall, the active use of magic had returned to the world, a new source of terror for the bewildered public, and in 2021, the sudden emergence of orcs and trolls gave rise to yet another wave of global panic. In light of such turmoil, is there any surprise that Dr. Von Clare and the Firewing were forgotten? Dragons were yesterday's news. He rubs his temples. Again, all of this happened decades ago. To the best of my knowledge, the story of Fukerswan is a bit of a historiographical and nothing more. Alright, so Monica spent her dying breath trying to tell us about a long dead dragon. Eager sweeps her eyes across the group, searching for a glimmer of insight. Finally, she gives up. So any ideas as to why? Em's voice trembles with frustration. No. It doesn't make any more sense to me than it does to you. The Dragonfall is ancient history. Fisher's Wine has been dead and gone for over 42 years. But there's one thing that I do know. Whatever Monica saw, whatever she was trying to tell us, it was important. It was. His visibly struggled to calm himself, takes a deep breath, then slowly releases it. I will look into this. I will find answers. In the meantime, do you turn up anything else of value? The estate was just a front for whatever was going on in the basement. After everything went to hell, we were confronted by an orc in military-grade armor. Yes. He appeared to be head of security. That is not much to go on. Do any details about this orc come to mind? Any distinguishing features that I could look into? Well, he was an older guy for one. From the sound of his voice, I'm guessing mid to late 40s. Pretty old for an orc. He had skin grafts. Most of his face looked like replacement material. If the grafts came from a legitimate hospital, they may be medical records. That is something. I will see what I can find out. Did you know anything else? The estate was burned. I was surprised, that much is clear. It wasn't a minor enterprise either. The facility took serious funds to build and time. There was more to it than we saw. Places like that don't spring up overnight. And all in secret. The owners, whoever they may be, were none too pleased by your escape, I'm sure. What else did you find? That's all we got. That's not much. Amazon nods, his face is drawn and haggard. It is thin, I agree. A basement, a middle-aged orc with skin grafts, and a long-forgotten world event. Who paid for the run? Amsel looks pain. I do not know his exact identity. I did not set up the run. Monica did. Of course. So, the one who set it up is the one who's dead, and we can't figure out who it is. I wonder. I told her not to take the job, but she assured me it would be a cakewalk. Monica was approached recently by a man who calls himself Green Winters. He used to be a prominent activist in the upstate political scene. I never much liked the man, and I certainly never trusted him. But Monica, she would do anything for her cause, anything for the Flux state. He sighs. Winter swore that the data he was after was crucial to ensuring the future stability of the Flux. And that's all it was took. We need to track Monica and press him for information. Yes, most definitely. It is clear Green Winters have involved us in something much larger than he led Monica to believe. When he finds out what happens on the run, he's probably gonna wrap it. We need to chase him down before that happens. We need information. There's a man in a cruiser bar, a Turk named Atug Bargatsi. He owns a little sofa shop just down the way called Kafa Says. This man is also a purveyor of information. I've done business with him from time to time. And you think he knows something about Green Winters? Amza nods. When I discovered Monica renewed association with Green Winters, I contacted Alta. One of those people have been keeping tabs on Winters ever since. As I said, I did not trust this man. Alright, for good reason, it would seem programmatic. Sounds like it's time I play Alta visit. Best caution line, should I go me? Alright. Very well, tell him I sent you. I would do what I can to dig out information that you've uncovered already. Spare stuff it may be. I gain karma. Meet with Alter and the game is saved. Alright. I have a dog named Dante. As you start toward the safe house door, a large four-legged form steps around the corner. Dante, Monica's dog, an enormous mongrel of animated breed. A low whimper emerges as he enters the room, head hanging low. Of course, it would be Monica's. Oh shit, Dante. Don't worry, boy, we'll look after you. At the sight of Monica's dog, Am's eyes well up. He inhales but can't quite catch his breath. He started whimpering about an hour ago, turned into a full-blown howling, couldn't stop. He closed his eyes. That's when I realized something bad has happened. Looking down in those huge bright eyes, you can see intelligence and sadness. He lets out a small whine, rubs his head against you. Dante leads into you and looks amorphily, pressing his ribs against your leg. I guess the dog is going with you. Amza takes a ragged breath and releases it, then a slow, melancholy smile plays across his face. Well, perhaps a part of Monica lives on in Dante. Return to the safe house when you finish with Alter. Man, with a little luck, he can help us locate Green Winters and we can get to the bottom of this. Alright, he says at the floor. And now I think we should all take a moment for Monica. Yeah, take a moment for Monica. RP to a real one. We need to, and the dog is following me. All right, so now I got a partner in crime. Going to the streets. All right. Nah. All right, so need to head over here. Miller Holly, who is this? Who are you? The Darwinist tech vendor smiles at you with practiced ease, her almond eyes twinkling with a glare from a dozen tria strings. She speaks in a clipped, heavy accent, German. Welcome to the data heaven. Can I help you with something? I need some tech, and I'm on a tight schedule. Show me what you got. I'm in the market for something exotic. Just browsing, don't mind me. I'm just browsing. That's it? Oh, okay. So, programs, evasion, cyber deck, drones, outfits. Okay. Alright, so that's a little vendor shop. Let's go up in here. Here we go. Alright. Meet with this boy. The man behind the counter looks right past you and at the dog following close behind. Dante, I will fetch his water dish and perhaps a coffee for our friend here. Okay. He tisks to himself. The Dirk looks disgusted. Okay. The man behind the counter has a broad smile and open demeanor of classic Turkish street vendor. Welcome, honored Elfenden. Welcome. And how can Berserker serve you today? Would you like a cup of coffee, perhaps? Paul answers sense of regards. When he hears as a name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accent becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to her Hansel my appreciation for his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to him in the future, I'm always happy to provide. Paul is always pleased to send your business your way, Herb. Berserker, he was hoping you could discuss some of the details agreeing with order with me. Of course. Her answer is too kind. Burgess turns his head and calls into the back room. Kami, come. A young woman bursts in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to overhear the noise of the coffee grinders. Bergasi spits something out in rapid fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami's offers you a shot grim, snaps her gums, and hurries back to the room she came from. My girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chief as we speak. It is likely to take some time. My chief is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. Trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I am embarrassed to even ask, but I would be most appreciative of your help. Okay, it's no trouble at all. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I've installed a number of data traps to Berlin fiber optics network. As part of my civic duty, you understand. These taps provide free matrix access to all who lives in the cruiser bar. In order to maintain their, their anomaly, each tap's protocol buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish you to visit each data trap and reset it. Okay. Yes, it is a simple job, time consuming and tedious. Just reset the traps and come back when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around the neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for a middle box with yellow arrows painted on top of it. By the time you return, I should have the information. Alright. Go hurry up and do this thing. Alright, with the yellow arrow on it. Alright, so right here. So there's 3 of them around the city. I gotta find. Alright, that one's reset. See if I see any up here. Oh, the second one's up here. Third one gotta be over here somewhere. Alright, second one's done. Let's go over here. Yep. A statue here, the phone rings. A bizarre monument towers before you. At the top of the pedestal, the form of the angel stands. Its outstretched wings loom over a small park, but the material is strange and uneven, giving the statue a cold Frankenstein-esque appearance. It appears that the artists have wielded this monument together from various metal scraps and pieces of junk. As you approach a small, glimmering monitor at the base of the statue flickers and dimly to life. The grime face of a smirking young orc appears on screen. Hello there, I'm Herbert Kunzo, the creator of this monument. What you would like to know? Step away from this so. The phone rings, I'm gonna answer it. We'll come back to that. A monotone pitch adjusted voice begins speaking awesome. The Sky's contact for this case is no more. I want to list it as a follow-up contact. This is our only secure line for this case. Please listen to the advice if you are supporting our cause. We have phone books in strategic locations throughout the city. Within each one you may find a request posted for specific information. If you can obtain a copy of this information, return here and submit it via port below the receiver. We will verify the authenticity of the information remotely and post an undocumented copy of the matrix ourselves. It is our stated goal for this information to remain free of all. However, you will be compensated for assault after information and return to the location. Okay, so if I find stuff, return it there and I get paid for it. Alright, all things have been done. As you were resetting the data tab, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. Okay. The sound of the heavy machine makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you can make out two distinct voices: a natural woman who sounds like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks in a high-pitched, breathy tone. Just heard, Monica, need to verify. Good for us. I sound like a conveyor belt started to add the noise of machine. You can't make out anything else until it comes to stop a minute later. Think our next step. Wait, isn't ready to make a move yet. Be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is sound of machinery. Some sort of motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. Our bell rings loudly again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sounds of the door being slammed shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in sync. Good to tell. How might I help you? Silence. Her tone changes to become more businesslike. I heard. Silence. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't going to take time to make a move yet. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is even going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the crucible was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we, Ja? I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flux. The flux. You can hear the sound of the door opening going and the indicator for a machine feels line. You can't make out anything. I think it's the one that we're working with. I want to say it's her. I want to say it's her. That's who I think it is. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it might be her. Welcome back. How may I serve you? Very good. I sir, you had no difficulties. Not at all. It was good to take in the good night air. I am delighted. Oh, excellent one. With that out the way, let us return to our present business. He barks a steam of rapid-fire turkers, and a gum-chewing young woman comes hurried out of the counter. The menu for her Hamzo uncle. Kami hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to them. The death of Frost Skyrim must have hit him hard. Bagasi gives Kami a small nod as she hurries out of the room. When she is gone, he returns his attentions to me. Please express my condolences as well. I have only just heard the news. Monica was an important part of this community. He frowns. Few know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all the information her Amazon required for my shelf in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Alright, so I got the information stick. I'm back up here. Alright, we in the safe house. I think it was Eager. I think Eager set her up. I'm pretty sure. I feel like it will be her out of all people. Alright, Paul. Enzo appears that you apprehend his eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get the information about Green Winters? Yes, I did. Let's see what his agent has to say. Enzo snatches the memory stick from your hand and slides into the computer terminal. It navigates a series of command line menus and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amza scans it, mouthing the words as his eyes flick back and forth. Burgos' agent tell Green when it's to a hotel in a cesspool of keys called Dog and Kippy. The hotel is called Das Kessel House. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonfall. It appears that Winters is holed up there. Recently, there was some contention between two gangs over the control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Iga slings her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. Get up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Ditches pause. Exchanges looks with Paul. Just a moment, Eager. Anger rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eye. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is quite equally commendable. That said, we believe that Obi-Wan is the right choice to lead the team. There's a long pause before Eager speaks. When she's done, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake the decision for a reprimand. Monica, consider your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know she wasn't comfort putting the soldier in charge. Eager speaks through clenched teeth. Her words are measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge again. Hey, I do my job. She shakes her head. Don't you people learn from your mistakes? Obi is the reason we're still alive, Eager. She kept us together. She let us out there in one piece, making her your number one girl. She sounded tired, resigned, but above all disappointed. This is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Deirdre reaches out, puts her hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Eager voice tightens for a moment. Her control slips and her face confronts in grief. Yeah, and look what that got her. She straightens her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice in the field. Only two things matter: the mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics has no place on the Shadowrun. Didis managed to smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Eager sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Screw it. Let's put an end to this. I've got the skill and experience to lead this team. Obi, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather she take lead, I abide by that. But I want to hear each of you say it. You stay out of this. She stabs the armored finger into your chest hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a growl. Reflectively, she takes a step back. Back your ass up. You don't want to mess with me now. I got my squad up in here. I think we heard what Dante had to say. You're right. My dog got my back now. As for my part, Obi saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but she did. I'm a dude. He did. I'm male. He did. The way I see it, that means I follow her lead a while longer. Gloria's voice is undistracted and gentle. I trust Monica's judgment, therefore I trust in OB's judgment. The discussion is finger eager. Ezra speaks softly, but his tone is firm. Obi will take Monica's place as the leader of the team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep the team and Monica Lakes alive. Running in the shadows, simple work, survive, get paid. I plan to keep us alive. Eager gives you a small nod. That's big of you. I know what I'm doing. She looks for grants to glory to him, so finally leaves down on Dante Dash's house. I don't agree with her decision, but I will respect it. Thank you. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Indeed, I have transferred the information that we received from Alton to the computer terminal in the next room. It's used to be Monica's personal workstation. Now it is yours. Monica keep a variety of notes and endorses on that machine. I suggest you review your notes when you have the time. As it turns his attention away back from you and back to his computer screen. Good honey, I will eagerly wait for your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Dragonfall. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-bend would be faster anyway. When I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. I could be a dick, but I'm not gonna be a dick. Eager eyes. returns to check our equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. Okay. You now command a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to unknown new mission locations, you will be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify the loadout for the run. When the members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready for the next action. The next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some bull normal trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at Street Doc's office and the cruiser bar. Okay, so at the next mission, next episode, we are going out. We're heading out to find Green Winters. We gotta find him, to let us know the information that he has on what happened with Monica and what can we do about it. So I am calling this episode 2 of Shadowrun Dragonfall. I hope y'all did like the content so far. If y'all do, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and click the notification bell on the video so y'all do know when I do go live. Yes, this is a good place to stop. So again, thank y'all so much for watching. I'm gonna see y'all in the next episode. Peace.